So we got beef neck bones. That's my second time cooking them. First time I didn't do so good because I kind of rested. I'm just gonna run you through the process. I used some buttery steak garlic season accent. I used hamburger deluxe, which is pretty good. This is the accent. I used some seasoned salt. One I use is off-brand kind of. It's not really. It's a Spanish version. Season it off. Don't matter whether it's Lowry or not. Garlic powder. You guys know what garlic powder is. Onion powder. And let me see. There was one more. Well, I said buttery steakhouse. I try not to use a lot of sodium. Oh, and paprika. I try not to use a lot of sodium. But if I do, if I use a variety, I use very little of each. But anyway, let's get to the process. There's some black pepper. I also squirted some lemon on here because I don't have any olive oil, which I'm cooking with butter. So the process is, you want to throw them all in there. I'm using an electric skillet, don't matter. You can use a pan or a pot, whatever. Keep the temperature to about 350. You kind of want it smoking. So this process right here, you're just browning it. You're just kind of giving them a crust. It's gonna give it flavor. Later on, we're gonna add, I wish I had broth, but we're gonna add water, some seasoned water to it. And I'll be right back. All right, as y'all can see, it's cooking. I would say for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. Let's check it out. Yeah, you want it to get a little darker than that. You want it to have like a crust, not burnt, but you know, charred. Clean person, always clean as you go. Always clean as you go, man. Makes it less hard, complicated. So I got mixed onions, a little bit of red, mostly white or yellow, I should say. This is all going in after the fact. A lot of people don't use beets. I just started eating them again. Normally we'll chop them and put them on steak tacos and a jalapeno, a dry jalapeno. It's gonna give it a little spice, not too spicy. And it adds that flavor. And could use tomato paste. I don't have a lot of the ingredients that I want, but chop up some tomatoes. Show y'all that in a minute. Make sure this is going good. Yeah, like I said, it's my second time, but I'm familiar with this process because I cook a lot of Jamaican food. Cook oxtails. My mom actually dated two Rastafari's. Well, it's kind of the same process, like this brown stew chicken. It's very similar. You would do the brown stew chicken the same way, oxtails the same way, except I'm missing certain ingredients, browning and Worcestershire, which I wish I had. That's why I said this is gonna be inexpensive way of cooking, but I promise you it's gonna be good. I promise. Been cooking for a long time, so be right back. We're gonna go ahead and add a little more butter. Like I said, I don't have oil. So like I said, this is inexpensive, but it's gonna be very delicious. You're looking for this right here. Kind of want this type of look. Like I said, not too cooked. Let's see, I think they're ready. They should be ready. Just go ahead and flip them. Either way it goes, they're gonna cook. This is the way of starting your roux. That's how you get the flavor. This is how the flavor sticks, actually. All of this stuff at the bottom of the pan, all of those good seasonings and everything. Yeah, I already flipped that. Like I said, normally broth would be the go-to, but I don't have it, so I'm going to season some water, kind of like the same way I seasoned the meat, but very lightly. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to use salt and pepper, just a dash of salt, and probably fill this 75% of the way, which would be like four or five cups, maybe. I'll let you know when I get to that point. Like I said, this is my second time cooking these, so I'm not gonna leave you wrong. Be right back. Oh, most important, try to get you some of this black pepper. Anything you can grind up. Same thing with salt. As you're cooking, it's always good to dash a little bit on there. All right, that's what we're looking like. Almost. Just want you guys to get a feel of how to do it. I like to go step by step. You know, it takes longer to actually video record, so I try to catch every little detail I can. For the guys that don't know how to cook, you know, just wanted to. It's gonna be hard. Trust me. It's not nowhere near tender at the moment. It's not supposed to be. We're just cooking the outside core of the outside of the meat. I mean, the core is not gonna be touched until it's actually boiling for 2-3 hours. My first video, so we'll see how this turns out. Also, every vegetable that you use, preferably I prefer everything fresh, meaning garlic, what have you, doesn't matter what it is. I have found a new fresh diced garlic. There's a difference between minced garlic and diced garlic. Minced garlic is like sitting in the oil or water. This is actual garlic, dried garlic in the pack that's already cut. It saves so much time. But to be, as a cook, I'm not gonna lie, I still prefer the whole garlic clove. But for guys that don't feel like cooking or don't know how to use a knife, or if you're trying to hurry up, this is what you want. Fresh diced garlic, bro. Promise you can't go wrong. Walmart is cheap. Alright, so we're gonna pull this out. It's about ready. It's time for the next process. Kind of turn it down a little bit. Turn it all the way down. Hey, you don't want your flavor to burn. This is the roux. All right. So this is beef. You can't eat beef medium. So I did take a little cheat test and tasted it. It's actually pretty good. So for one, put the onions in there. Turn it back up. Get that going. I don't want much. Matter of fact, the whole thing. Why not? Throw your radishes. You know, it's not a lot of veggies, but it's kind of all I got. But it's not that bad. Just mainly want the onions and tomatoes and garlic. That's mainly what you want. Garlic's not gonna go in right now. I'm gonna saute these first. Because the garlic burns quick. I'm gonna throw it like towards the middle of the session. Let that cook up for a minute. This is gonna take 2 minutes. Okay, not quite 2 minutes yet, but I threw some butter in there, just a little bit. That way you don't burn up. Again, you can use oil. I could even threw more water, but you don't want to be too bland. Oh, also, there's nothing wrong with seasoning your vegetables. I literally threw 2 pinches of salt, cracked some pepper in there. Depends on how much you want pepper. There's a vegetable seasoning, salt-free. You can try that if you want. Not too much, not too little. Pretty good. Doesn't necessarily have a flavor, but you can tell something about it. Yeah, so you want those vegetables to get nice caramelized, not too caramelized, because it's gonna cook in the meat. Yes, and to your liking. Let me try. See, I'm crazy. I eat stuff off the grill. I'm cook. like I said. Okay. Actually perfect. Okay, okay. Now, next step, garlic. I use a lot of garlic. Garlic, you can never go wrong with garlic. Unless you're allergic to it, which I've never heard. Cook this for another minute. Garlic cooks very fast under high temperatures. This is literally going to turn black. So before it does, I'm going to throw water on it right before it gets to that golden crest. You have to taste test. There you go. All right. So let's put some water in there for one. Let it cool down. And we're gonna put our meat back in there. Let's push this to the side a little bit. All right. So, should have used a spoon, idiot. All right, so here we go. Try to get, of course it's gonna all marinate together, but try to at least cover some of it as much as you can. Flavor, 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 flavor. Now, gotta fill this up with water. All right, you guys, like I said, a little bit of salt, not too much. You wanna fill this bad boy up because it's going to cook for 2 to 3 hours. So, I know it just calmed down a lot. That's why it's better to use a pan, but I promise it'll be